Hello world, welcome to the pool of information, which is also known as Inside the Creative Mind. As always, your guide to the journey, your host, Samuel Willavail Cornelius. Today, let's talk about fashion. Dress to impress. Our judgment of another person is greatly determined by the way in which they present themselves. Clothing, in particular, is a great determining factor of the characteristics of the human being in front of us. To find the right top to match the perfect bottom, so that we may stand tall in a crowd and say, "Style, I got 'em." Let the world see us in the way that we wish to be viewed on that day that we make our presence known as we grand debuted. Now sometimes someone has to facilitate that fashion for us. This is the perfect lead-in to our special guest today, Yanet Martinez, a graduate from the Arts Institute in Fashion. Ms. Martinez entered a competition not too long ago, and today we will see as she talks us through the competition and everything that went involved into it. Now please to enjoy as we look inside her creative mind.
Hello, my name is Yanet Martinez Arriaga. I was born in Mexico, but I moved to Texas when I was 8 years old, and then I moved here to Las Vegas 20 years ago. Work. My son was 1 year old, and I just wanted, something better, so I moved to Vegas. My father was here, so he helped me through it. I was in the food industry, and I was working in a casino, and then I decided to go to school for animal medicine. Then after that, I went into fashion. For fashion, I went to the Art Institute in Las Vegas. In medicine, I'm still practicing medicine, animal medicine. I think I graduated in 2010 from CSN. I had two goals in life, and I wanted to do something about animal medicine, and the other one was fashion. At that time, there were no fashion schools in here in Vegas. That was I'm talking about 10 years, no more than 10 years ago. And then I heard about the Art Institute, and they have a fashion program, so I decided to they teach more about the business industry, the business of fashion, and that's something that I really needed to learn, because not only just to make dresses, but how to open my own business, and that really helped a lot. And I wasn't expecting that at the beginning, but then I said, yes, this is smart. So I always wanted to be a fashion designer since I can remember. Actually, I took a couple of semesters, or a year in Mexico. I went to fashion school over there, and for some reason I just couldn't continue, so I moved back over here. They taught us from visual merchandising, management, or how to open your business, how to do my portfolio, my business plan, which is important. What else? It's just, I don't know, it was something that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting more about, fashion related, how to make a dress and all that, but it's mostly the business aspect of fashion, what is related to major retail stores, how do they work, how do they get their merchandise, and how to be a buyer. Actually, designer thing, which they just did a couple of semesters. I already had a background on how to do, basic sewing and all that. And we're the program that I was going to, it was most about fashion trends, fashion history, all related to merchandising. And we have a lot of options when it comes to fashion, like I was saying, buyer, visual merchandisers, What else? Okay, fashion designers too. You can work for a lot of stores related to merchandising. And yeah, you can be a stylist for a photo shoot. You can be a stylist for any like movie productions. You can design for them as well. There's a lot of competition in fashion, a lot, and you have to be like completely like different from everybody else to be someone in fashion. You don't follow anybody because then you won't make it. But yeah, there's a lot of competition. That's why I decided to do my business into the bridal industry, because I know there's not a lot in that aspect, but when it comes to be a fashion designer, yeah, there's a lot of competition. You need to work hard and just promote yourself. Just be everywhere. Social media helps a lot. Right now, these times are different from when I was raised. I was raised a couple of years ago. But it's very important nowadays. It's very important. It depends, who your target market is. And right now, this generation depends a lot on social media. That's how they get their news. That's how they get everything. So if you're not out there, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, you're not using those social outlets, then you won't make it. You gotta study your market demographic and what they want. This generation is social media. One of my biggest inspirations since I remember was Oscar de la Renta and Carolina Herrera. All my designs are based on their legacy, and it's just simple designs and elegance. I try to get my culture into it. I like their color scheme and everything. And every design I made is based on Frida Kahlo works and Diego Rivera as well, which they're very very famous Mexican painters, artists, and they're based on their work. So I'm gonna be in a competition which is gonna be based on veil couture, so it's gonna have to have a veil. The theme is gonna be Halloween. So my inspiration this time is gonna be about La Catrina, which is Dia De Los Muertos theme. I'm using like the sugar skull on her face and a little bit of Mexican.
What is your name?
Yanet Martinez.
All right, and what is the name of your creation, or the design? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's based on the La Catrina for Dia De Los Muertos.
And tell us more about what that is for some of us that don't know what that is.
So, Dia De Los Muertos is a celebration we do in Mexico. Instead of a Halloween, we do it in the 2nd of November. And we actually celebrate our dead. And La Catrina is a special character that represents that history.
Tell us more. What is it? Come on, tell us.
Well, they use flowers and they make special food so you will remember the dead. Because that's the day that they come down to earth, and they will make it special for them to,
The Day of the Dead, but we celebrate life, right? Beautiful. All right, take a swirl around the stage, please. Favorite. Let's give it up for contestant number 1. And contestant number 2. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 4. And contestant number 5. Contestant number 6.
After doing, a couple of fashion shows, contact some people. Network is important. So they know me from other shows, and they're willing to do it, and they're happy to do it actually, which I appreciate it. Dia de los Muertos is a Latinos celebration which we celebrate our dead. It's on November 2nd, which is like Halloween in the United States. But yeah, we actually celebrate our dead by doing a parade and bringing food to the dead in their graveyards, and it's a colorful theme and full of flowers and sugar skulls. It's a celebration that dates from the I think it was the Incas. We celebrated a long time ago. So my steps through every design is I start with a mood board, so I get pictures from the color theme that I want, the silhouette of the dresses, and anything related to, like example, this dress is from Dia de los Muertos. Anything related to Dia de los Muertos, I just get pictures from all over and just put them together. And then either I order the fabric first or later after that. I order the fabric and then I feel for it. And from there I start designing. I can do it either on paper or in my tablet. Once I have what I want in my sketch, I go from there and I start doing what is called technical sketch, what I want, what's the size of the dress and what goes into like zipper and all that. And after that, I just gonna have to look for a model and then measure her for the dress. It requires a couple of fittings, and after that, I think after 3 fittings or so, we're done with the dress. It's when you're designing something, sketching, it was always changing. Even at the last, when you think you're done, you're not. And that's why it's very important to choose the fabric first, because you know how it's gonna look. sometimes you don't choose the fabric and you have a design already set in mind, and then you do the dress and like, oh, that doesn't look right, and then you have to fix it. You have to change the sketch or technical difficulties. I just started working on my iPad on doing the sketch, so you can, if you don't save it, you can lose your work. So that's why sometimes I just do sketch like old times, like just pencil and paper. Some of the problems with doing something like that is just relying on like a model. If she doesn't show up for fittings or that, then it could be bad for, if you're counting on them to do a runway show for your dress, then you have to look for somebody else and then start all over, like your measurements and all that. My first fashion show, I did the measurements. One dress, it was for one girl that she was volunteering for modeling, which I appreciate that, but she didn't go to 2 fittings. So the same day of the fashion show, the dress was too long, and the top, was a little also long. So I need to find another model like right there. Luckily, I found one. So she had to change maybe like in 10 seconds. Had to do that, but it worked out fine. When you first start, of course, you have to put a lot of money, a lot of your time too. I did when I started school. I didn't expect for me to spend a lot of money on this, but if you want to succeed and you want to do the best, you can. Yeah, you have to spend. So you gotta save money, and if you want to buy product, you just don't want to buy anything cheap. You want to buy something that's gonna last you longer. The dresses will take me from start to finish, from concept to final concept. From design to final concept is maybe, I was gonna say 3 weeks is the fastest. To my first fashion show, it took me 6 months to complete 6 looks. I can design a dress maybe in a day, and I'm happy with it. But what takes time is just the making of the dress, putting it together. Sometimes I would just get it gets tired. It takes maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to sleep sometimes just to finish it. And nowadays you have to, I work, and then I used to go to school, so it was there was no time for me. But you need to dedicate 100% to this in order for your designs to come through. I usually make dresses for brides. That's what I want to start my business, doing bridal designs. So right now most of my designs are bridal. And yes, I just want to concentrate on bridal designs. And I have a customer right now who's getting married next month, so her dress is almost done. Like maybe a year into finishing the program at the Art Institute, that's when I decided to do bridal designing. So because I know they said we're in Vegas, we have to. My target market is gonna be high. So the contest is made by David Topez. It's a fashion designer as well, and he does this I think this is his 3rd year that he makes this contest for up-and-coming designers. This contest, it's called Veil Couture, and it's gonna be first, second, and third prizes. Whoever wins the first prize, I believe, is $500 or so. The reason I'm doing it is just because I love just to be out there, and I just wanted people to see what we do here in Vegas. It's gonna be my first time doing this. I'm nervous, but at the same time, I don't care about winning or losing. I just wanna be out there. A perfect place to network with other people that have already been in the business and just to know them and ask them for any advice.